Hi guys. Today I'm going to be ranking every single season 1 of every single chapter. So that means like chapter 1, season 1, chapter 2, season like those, like the season 1 of every single chapter, and I'm going to be ranking them, putting them in order. So this is again my opinion. This might be one of the easiest videos to rank because I do have a very strong opinion on chapter 1's the chapter 1 seasons. So I know this was ranked by someone. I watched this video and I did not like it. He put a lot of bad chapters, like chapter 5, in good spots. So today I'm gonna do a ranking video, and let's see, the worst chapter, the worst chapter 1 was probably, I'm going to say, and this is again, a lot of these are hard to think of because like, you think of the chapter and you say that wasn't a good chapter, but I mean the season 1 was good, so that's gonna play like that's gonna, again, something to keep in mind. Just because I like the chapter 1 of that, the season 1 of that chapter, doesn't mean that I like the chapter itself. So last place, the worst chapter I feel like was chapter 2, season 1. And that was because it did add swimming in, but not that much. Didn't have a theme. It was pretty boring. It lasted super long. That season's actually when I started to play, and I actually got bored of it really quick. Because everybody was, like, playing Fortnite then, and, like, I was saying, like, what's all this Fortnite hype about? This isn't that great, and I don't think it was just me that didn't like that season. It was again very, very different from chapter 1, something that you needed to get used to. Like when you start a new chapter, you always get used to it at first and then settle in, but this didn't really get used to it until chapter 2, season 2. This wasn't a good introduction to a chapter. They shouldn't have made it last so long. And that's why it's one of, I feel like, the worst. So, the second worst, and again, these aren't really that bad. I don't mind a lot of or most of the chapter ones, but this is gonna be chapter 5, no, chapter 1, season 1. And I know we have it here, I know it's nostalgic, but we're not going off of nostalgia, we're going based off of how good it was, and compared to every other one, maybe except chapter 2. It was like nothing. It was nothing at all compared to, I mean, this is a season 1. A chapter 1, season 1. I mean, Fortnite really wasn't popular then. When chapter 1, season 1, Fortnite became popular, chapter 1, season 2, and chapter 1, season 3, there wasn't really that much people playing Fortnite. It was new, the Battle Royale was new, and they didn't really get the hang of the actual Battle Royale feature, I feel like, until chapter 1, season 2, which is a great season. So, yeah, chapter 1, not much. Again, not, like, no, it wasn't. Did it have a theme? We have it now, and it, like, you know, it is good now. But, I mean, like, when you think of OG Fortnite, this is not what you think of. You think of Tilted Towers, and there's no Tilted Towers in chapter 1, season 1, so yeah, so second worst. Now I'm getting into chapter 3, season 1. This might be a very hot take because I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely love chapter 3. I think that chapter 3 is the worst chapter. I do think, I will back up chapter 3, season 1, that it is by far the best chapter 3 chapter. Because of the Spider-Man mythics, the 7's MK7 assault rifle, or no, the Foundation's MK7. That was probably one of the best ARs in the game that we've ever seen. But other than that, I mean, the map, it starts, this was from a chapter 2 that started off, that had, it had peak in the middle, I feel like. Chapter 2 had peak in the middle, the beginning, chapter 2, season 1, and the end wasn't that great. And coming from that, it was chaotic. Chapter 2 was definitely chaotic. Probably one of the most chaotic chapters. And chapter 3 wasn't really anything. Chapter 3 wasn't. Chapter 3, season 1. The storyline, I know, continued from chapter 2, which is, I think, the longest. The chapter 1, 2, and 3 all had like kind of the same storyline. It kind of got ruined in chapter 4. Stuff like a new storyline each season. But they did. So technically, the chapter 3 islands, I think it's like the chapter 2 islands flipped over. Because I think like the Cube Queen took over or something like that. I don't know the lore that well. But yeah, this was a lot of people's favorite season because they loved chapter 3, they loved the map. This, I don't think was, because my favorite part about chapter 3 is sprinting and sliding. That's literally my favorite part about chapter 3. And I mean, that's not a good reason to like something because of the movement that it added. And that was in chapter 3 season 2. So chapter 3 season 1 didn't even have that. So keep that in mind too, that they didn't have all the new movement that made chapter 3 my favorite part. So yeah. Now I think we've done 3 now. In third place, which again, not that good of a chapter, is chapter 5 season 1. I didn't like chapter 5 just because of the guns weren't good, and the weapons that weren't guns were good. I always like when the meta is gun, like just gun meta. Now just anything else like. So I like when it's like gun meta, and chapter 5, the guns weren't good. I mean, the Oscar's friendly little shotgun and Nisha's striker arrow were good, but really other than that, it wasn't anything. It was the map itself. I liked the map, but I didn't like I liked the map, I liked the locations, except that one, not Seaport City. There was one location, and I didn't like that they removed right away. But just I needed to turn up my saturation like all the way and my brightness all the way because it was so dull. The map was so dull, and I feel like the better the map, the better I play. I feel I'm that type of person. The better the map, the better the map is, like the more I want to play, and the better I play. So, next, the second best chapter is going to be chapter 6, season 1, and this is the one that we're in right now. So, chapter 6, season 1, great so far, and I was actually planning on putting this season in the number 1 chapter 1 season. But then I forgot about the Typhoon Blade and how crazy OP it is. And like I said before, I do not like when there is an item that isn't a gun that's crazy overpowered. Like the cars in Chapter 5, Season 3, the Infinity Blade in Chapter 2. Or maybe I think it was Chapter 2. And stuff like that. I don't like that. Because guns, you actually need skill to use. No matter how good they are, they take at least some skill. The Typhoon Blade takes out like no skill. Like a baby could win Fortnite by spamming Typhoon Blade. So I don't like that about it. And I mean, chapter 1's, I mean, really not the best. Not the best out of maybe like one of the worst, one of the worst places. Like for like the seasons usually, again, it is chapter ones usually don't rank that high in my favorites list because of you need to get used to the map. So I feel like that also has a big factor. Now my favorite chapter, my favorite season, which is actually, I would probably put a lot of seasons over this. This is chapter 4, season 1, and I really liked this season. I did not like the live event, but technically that live event is considered chapter 3, so people that said they don't like this season because the live event, that's not it's not something that you can argue with because the Fractured event was chapter 3. I know it was leading into chapter 4, but it's considered chapter 3. It's not considered chapter 4 season. Chapter 4 season 1 introduced one of my favorite mobility items, the hammer, the Shockwave Hammer, which, I know I said again, I don't like weapons that don't take skill to use. This Shockwave Hammer, though, I felt, was a better mobility weapon than it was like a melee, like a a melee weapon. So I would rather have the effect because it was just so useful. It was useful escaping battles, getting into battles, seeing a battle, and then just like third partying. It was fun. The map was great. I loved the map because, and again, this is my opinion, I loved the way that they placed the map. It wasn't too much going on. It wasn't stacked with POIs. This season is stacked with POIs, but I'm not complaining about this season. I mean, these POIs are good. But there was a lot of places that had a lot of loot that were big, that weren't POIs, so there weren't, because if you wanted a casual, like a match without, like, every kid landing, you could either have, like, if you wanted an exciting match with a lot of kills, then you could land at a big POI like Anvil Square, which was, like, one of 9 POIs on the map. But if you also wanted to collect loot, then you could go to a POI, like, or not a POI, you could go to places, like, different places along the map, named locations. I made a video very early on. My first ever video was actually made in Chapter 4, Season 1. It's called Fortnite Battle Pass. You can check that out if you want. And, okay, I don't know why my Typhoon Blade wasn't working. My thing wasn't working. I don't know why. So, the map was great. I did love the contrast of colors on the map. The starting islands was probably the best starting island that we've seen. The spawn island. It's the best spawn islands that we've ever seen. And I liked the theme. I liked the boss. The weapons. My only complaint about it was that they did heavily nerf the Scar. But the Red Eye Assault Rifle, and I think a lot of people forget that this weapon was in this season. It's the Tactical Assault Rifle. So a lot of people like don't remember it being in the season. And the Combat Shotgun, I think. The Combat Shotgun was in there too. Again, not a lot of people remember that because it was an augment. Augments changed the game, and they are not probably going to bring them back. Actually, they might bring them back. I feel like bonds are like the new augments, though. Yeah, but Chapter 4, Season 1, I mean, if there's anything that you can complain about it, I'm going to say maybe the augments were a bit overpowered, and the Shockwave Hammer was annoying, plus they nerfed the Scar. I think that's about it, though. I think that most season 1s weren't that great, and when you look at Fortnite, like, as a game, you usually don't say, oh, I love the season 1, except maybe maybe not there, but there is a huge fan base of Chapter 3 lovers. Although it's the minority, but they have a strong opinion on Chapter 3. People that love Chapter 3 Season 1 and love Chapter 3. I don't. I don't like Chapter 3. I'm a Chapter 3 hater, and yes, that is, like, I hate it. I hated Chapter 3. I didn't play them much during Chapter 3 because it wasn't really anything. Oh, as always, in a video, I'm going to finish the gameplay to see if I win. Although I did die in the game. I will continue this game. Leave your rankings below down in the comments of Fortnite seasons, please. Like, please, if you're able to comment it, please do, because I really want to hear. I want to hear your opinion, because I haven't heard too much people's opinion about like this type of thing. So I wanna hear what other people think about this. I feel like this is like not something that people like usually talk about. I really, it would be great. I will subscribe to you if you comment. I will like your comment, pin it, heart it, whatever. The first person to do it, I'll pin it, I'll heart all of them. But please, just tell me your rankings. I really need to know. Also, guys, like random thing. Tell me if you like either the Surge Fire or the Veiled Precision. I know that Veiled Precision is probably most fans' pick, and my pick too. But if you like the Surge Fire, then tell me why, because I need info. I need info. I want to hear your opinions. Don't go commenting if you like the Surge Fire better and not mention the Season 1s, because, again, I need to know your opinion to see if, I don't know, if I have a genuine opinion about these. Again, I feel like also a lot of people will find that think that this season is the best and not have as much complaints about the Typhoon Blade as I do, but, again, it is also based on what situation you have. Because, unfortunately, I have come in second place many times due to people killing me with the Typhoon Blade, and now I'm forced to use it because it's really the only counter to it. Typhoon Blade, I feel like, is crazy overpowered. Probably not the weapon itself, actually. I mean, it would still be crazy overpowered if it weren't for this. But I feel like the main factor, the reason why the Typhoon Blade is so hard to counter, is because it jumps around on your screen. It's not like a normal melee weapon, where they just, I don't know, They would just, like, stay in front of you, they jump around, it's hard to aim, you can't predict where they're gonna go with it. Also, to make it worse, when you're using it, it is annoying, too, because of... It does have a... Sorry. Focus right now. It does have... I might die to this. Drop me heals, bro. I need heals. Okay, so... yeah, it has a... What do you call it? And... Okay. That was just stupid. Okay, well, those are my rankings. Now, I really want you to tell me what you think. Please, I might even, I don't know. I might comment on your video, subscribe to your channel. I will subscribe to your channel. I promise. If you comment down your rankings of all chapter ones. Because, again, I need to know. I need to know, because... So, that's it. That's the video. If you didn't like my opinion, then say. If you like my opinion, then say it. Just, please, I need this.